All right. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you for those who are on Zoom with us today. And of course, we're also streaming live on our team page. I have never, ever been more excited, I think, about a training. I did a 6 booking training lineup probably about a year and a half ago. But since then, we have really fine-tuned and perfected it. And so I'm excited to have this training, not only here for you guys, but we are going to incorporate this into our onboarding system for our new starts. And so if you saw our new cover photo today, it actually has on there, step 1, host your debut party. Step 2, watch the 6 booking lineup. Step 3, connect with your organizer. And step 4, watch the ITC training, which is going to be renamed the Jewel School training. So lots of really exciting things happening in our team. So I'm going to hop right into this training because I know we only have a limited amount of time this evening. It's going to be filled with incredible information to help you kickstart or relaunch your business, depending on what phase you're in. And I, of course, have division leader, Miss Angela Norris here, who is the booking queen. There needs to be a song. Booking queen, Angie.
She's being generous.
Who's singing that? Who is singing that?
Katie.
Oh, Katie, girl, we're gonna sign you up. Okay, you're gonna be on American Idol. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I have stories about that. But anyway, okay. So the reason for this training is it's called the 6 booking lineup training. Now, this is part 1. There is going to be a part 2, and we'll explain exactly what that will entail later. But basically, if we could show you how to have a successful start to your business or springboard your 2022, would you listen? If I shared the secret sauce with you, would you want the recipe? That's exactly what this training tonight is going to be about. Okay. This training is truly the driving force behind every successful business. We can train on this topic all day long until we're blue in the face. However, if you don't take any action, nothing in your business is going to change. Okay. That is if there's one thing you take away, that is that you have to implement this strategy into your business. If you don't do it, then nothing's going to, change, get better, or get worse in your business. This is such a mindset business, and we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and be willing to try new things. Okay. Now, this training, me and Angie, of course, and several others, of course, are very comfortable with this training because this is what has been fed to us and bred into us for 18, 20 years. And so we're very comfortable with this, but this may be like a different approach for several of you, but I promise you it is tried and true. Okay. And so Angie actually shared an example of a health coach, right? So if you hire a health coach, okay, well, Angie, go ahead and give them the example of the health coach. I'm going to let you do that part because you did it so good the other day.
Okay, so I was just thinking, we both were in the same company for years and this was foundational to your success. And so, when you first come in a business like this, which we're going to get to, but you think, oh my gosh, look at her. I could never be her. Well, for one thing, you got to squelch that thinking. Really what it is they're just doing something you either don't know how to do yet, or you're fearful, don't have the right mindset about, because it is a recipe. That's why I think it's funny when people say they can't cook, because I used to not be able to. My husband's an awesome cook, so thank God I learned from him too. But you can follow a recipe and then you just start getting better at it. Like, oh, I could use this in here. Same thing as like a health coach in the gym. People will be like, oh, I don't know how she's so in shape. It's like people will tell us, people that were on my team before in the other business, they're really successful people and people that just did okay. And they will go, well, I'm doing that. I'm doing what she's doing. Well, I gave the example to Katie. It's like somebody who has a trainer or a health coach, and they're training with them 4 or 5 days a week. They're following what they tell them to do. They do this exercise at the gym and this one, compared to someone who just goes to the gym and is like, hey, how y'all doing? They go talk to their friend. They go get on the treadmill for 10 minutes. That's not the same thing. She's like, well, I'm doing that. No, you're not. you're not doing the same thing. I was the same way. So I'm not calling anybody out. I'm calling myself out. I had to face that a long time ago if I really wanted that business to work and change my life. So people will say they're doing that, but they're not doing that,
Right.
So the great news is everybody can do it. It is a recipe.
Right. And, there's a difference between I go to every single training and I never miss a team huddle and I'm on every Zoom call. That's great. But are you implementing the information that's taught for you? You have to kind of get out of your own way. We spoke about this a little bit today on the travel trip training, where we were saying, stop worrying about what the excuses could be and just hop in and just try it. You almost have to just throw that worry out the window, but anyway, closing this week on Sparkle, it's so important. And I know that I put out a team challenge to this and to watch yourself on replay, do a party. Those are my 2 challenges for the team this week. But it's really important that you just pick your top 3 things. There was so much incredible information, and you don't want to implement everything all at once overnight, because here's the thing. If you're following what any of the senior leaders on our team are doing, we stick to the basics. We stick to what works. But if you hear something that sounds really interesting or something that you want to implement, like for me, personally, it was probably the multi-hostess party. I know Angie too. And so we want to figure out how to maximize the little time that we do have to do personal show holding so that we can spend more time with our teams. And so, that's one thing that we're going to look at. Another takeaway is probably, for me personally, really, let me think, another thing I've implemented, really, dissecting my hostess coaching with my hostesses. That's another thing I've really, really been looking at, and building that relationship and being a little more ballsy, for lack of words, but just being a little more ballsy and telling them, look, this is the recipe for success. I promise. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. This is what you have to do. We have to invite 70 to 100 people to your group, and just really going for it. Okay. So think about what your 3 things are. Don't implement everything, because it's going to be too much, too fast, and it's going to be overwhelming, but just find your 3 favorite things. Okay. But again, this training is tried and true. It's a recipe for success, but you've got to be able to add your little spice, your little flair to it. That's one thing that Kay Demmer always says on her hostess coaching is, look, this is the basics, but you've got to make this you. And that was another big takeaway from Sparkle is we love to share scripts. It's a God-given talent of mine. I am good at writing scripts. Am I good at creating images? No. Am I good at writing scripts and verbiage flowing? Angie's the same way. If you need verbiage on something, she could just spit it out in 20 seconds and it sounds amazing. It's because we've had 20 years of practice. We were not, I know, I don't know who you got this from, Angie, but Angie, you say, I didn't just pop out of a box like this. Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't. It takes a lot of work, repetition, just like Crystal today, she said the fastest way to learn how to do something is to teach it. And I totally agree with that. Okay. So let's see where we're going to go with this. So then let me see, trying to stay on topic here, because we could probably talk about this forever.
I know.
Oh, so anyway, we just are excited as your leaders. We're here to guide you. We want to mentor you. We want to help you figure out if there's a missing ingredient in your recipe. We want to help you figure out what that is. We don't want you wasting your time here. We want you making money. We want you having fun. We want you earning travel trips. We want you driving that Mercedes car. We want to help you find whatever that missing link is. Okay. So what we're going to be basically sharing with you again is the secret recipe to launch your business, whether you're brand new or whether you've been with us for a while. Okay. Why we want to do that today is because it's going to start this season out strong. Okay. You're going to be creating momentum that's going to generate for you immediate income. It's going to maximize these bonus trip points. This is amazing. It's tripled this week, doubled the entire month of February. This recipe is going to help lead you to new customers, new hostesses, and potential team members. Think of all the lives that you're going to be able to enhance. Okay. So I'm going to hand it to Angie. She's going to talk with you a little bit about how to get this recipe started. Okay, we're going to do like a 4-step program with you guys today. There's even a bonus 5th step. And I will post some of the words to say either tonight or tomorrow. So that way you can easily copy them, paste them, and add again your little flair and your little spice to make them your own. Okay. So here is the setup for success to launch or relaunch your business. Angie, take it away. Step 1.
Okay. First of all, I know we kind of already said this, but I'm just going to tell you, I was in direct sales, same business as Katie for since like 18 and a half years. I've been in direct sales, and I know they talk a lot about mindset, so I'm not going to talk about that for more than like 30 seconds, but that I didn't really even know it was called that, or I'd never heard that term, but I remember standing in my living room and just thinking, I mean, my brain switched, like nobody has anything I don't have. They're just doing something I'm not doing, because I know I did over 3,000 parties with my other business, home parties. That is how women are. You think, look at her, look at her. No, look at yourself. You have it. You have it. You have the rest, follow the recipe. The icing is you. People want your icing and they want your toppings. And so first of all, when we start talking, that's what I want you to remember, is that you have everything that everybody you saw be in winning every award and everything else has. But it just starts with these kind of things. So that's a huge passion of mine for other women. So, and I know Katie does too. So first of all, that's kind of what you have to think about. But first thing you need to do, okay, now I didn't just have to do this. I really didn't do it well when I started my other business. I had to do this 2 or 3 times when my business, for various reasons, health things, had babies, whatever, happened in my other business. So first thing you need to do is step 1 is take out a piece of paper. Okay. Now, I don't know, Katie, do you want them to actually do that while we're on the call?
Yeah, I would grab a sheet of paper now.
Okay.
I mean, if you're in your office or, even if you're on your phone, you can open up the notes section of your phone and you can continue to listen. But I would definitely grab a piece of paper. I think you should do this now. Look, this is a piece of paper. Ben made this for me last night.
He's like a fan.
That's what I said. He said, no, it's an ocean and a sun. Anyway, it's all about how you look at it, right?
Right. It's your perception, right? Okay. So I remember doing this too. Now I'm going to tell you guys this because this is like major transparency. I had, I don't know, 20 something bookings. I did a lot of team parties, 2 parties at one time in homes, but I had helped all kinds of team members, and I was down to like 3 bookings in like 4 weeks. That happened. All kinds of things happened, not just that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. So embarrassing. I just took like a #1 national award. Like I was like, I had to humble myself. So this is very important. Okay. So take out a piece of paper. Okay. Divide it into 3 sections. Okay. Or you can use 3 different pieces of paper. It kind of depends on if you think would rather have it on 3 different sheets of paper, because you're going to have 3 kind of separate lists. Okay. And we're going to go back to kindergarten. I'm a teacher by heart. I have a teaching degree. You're going to write your ABCs. Okay. So the first column is A. I just want you to write an A at the top. Okay. Or the first piece of paper. And I bet you I can find a notebook in my office too, if y'all want to know that I really did this. It's good. Send it to you later, because I have all my notes from all these things for years. A B on the second column and a C on the third column. Okay. And either divide.
Is everybody with us? Give us a thumbs up if you are with us.
Okay. All right. I know I'm on my phone, so I can't see everybody.
I want to see. Hold on. I'm going to switch it to gallery. Who has their sheet of paper? They divide it into 3 sections. I can hear Edie right now. John, look at my piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I remember where I was when I first heard this training. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right. And so the A column is going to be for people that you definitely think would host a party for you. Okay. Usually, and I want you to act like this is a brain dump. Do not, I want you to act like you're getting a money for every name you write down. All you have to do is
Yeah.
turn in names. Don't think
Paid
about,
for
no,
every
I'm
name.
not writing
Paid for every
her.
name.
I'm not writing him. She says this, she's too busy. Literally write down everybody you think of. A is the people who you think will host. I think we're going to give them a couple minutes, right? Like kind of time it. I'm just going to go ahead and
Yeah.
tell you all 3 columns.
Yeah.
B are the people that you're like, maybe, that's a maybe. And C is you're like, they're not going to book a party. Not because they've already told you no, whatever, just you're just like, I don't think they're going to book. So here's the thing, okay? Before you start writing, and she does a timer for 5 minutes, I want you to remember Frankie.
Timer for 5 minutes.
And we have, I don't even know how many times I've done this. I did this when I started Park Lane. I still have my notebook and I still work cold bookings off this list. If I lose a booking, I immediately replace it. I can't, I have to have so many, shows on my calendar. So Frankie, friends, you heard this too on the training for Sparkle. So great to hear everybody else do the same, okay, they do the same thing. Relatives, acquaintances, the acquaintances column, by the way, is very important. Neighbors, coworkers, the C is coworkers and or church members, or people that are a part of a club that you're in. The C is kind of like, can be 3 C's, church members, coworkers, part of a club you're in. K is kids, moms. So moms, because you have kids or grandkids, other, because you have play dates or you've met them through some kind of because your kids are grandkids. And the Y, what was the Y, Katie? Because that was new with
your social media contacts.
Oh yeah, that's why, because that's old school. We wouldn't have that part like we started. I have that written in my notes, but I forgot what it was. Okay, so we're going to give you 5 minutes and we want you to create, we like literally just start writing names. Open up your contacts, look on your Facebook, and Katie's going to set the timer and you want to write them all down. Okay.
Yep, there's about 4 minutes left. Alexa, play a Hawaiian song.
I was going to say, you going to sing again?
On Amazon Music.
This is called Station Hawaiian.
Y'all got to go to Hawaii. We've been there. It's gorgeous. I have to go. All right.
Steve has never been. This would be his first time going. We're going to try not to talk so you guys can all concentrate.
Progress.
We have people on Facebook on our team page doing this as well. That's awesome. So proud of you guys. Yes, this is a great song, Zena. How's everyone doing? A is they definitely will book. B is they might book, maybe. C is there's no way, never. They'll never ever book a party for me, never. Alexa, how many minutes left on my 5-minute timer?
You have 40 seconds left.
40
on your 5-minute
seconds.
timer.
Fill up that page. Do you want me to start with step 2, Angie?
Yes, but I have to show them something really quick.
Okay. Go ahead.
Time's up.
Alexa, off. I think there's like
Okay.
10 seconds left. Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to tell you guys, I told you I keep everything. This is from when I started Park Lane in November of 2020. Here's my list. A, B, C. Look at all the circles and the check marks. I'm not just talking the talk. I've had to walk this walk many times. And I still, I actually went back to this list many times, but I want to pull it back out because now that I'm looking, there's some people on my C list I don't think I followed up with enough. So I'm telling you, and all these checks are people who actually had parties, and circles are people who, I mean, there's a whole system. So just wanted to show you that. I was like, I know I have that notebook.
Oh,
you're muted, Katie.
Sorry. I just said that's awesome. I did it as a new consultant with Princess House, and I remember feeling like I didn't know anybody. And then when I did the list, I remember going, wow, I know a lot of people, you know what I mean? Okay, so we are going to dive into step 2. So that is step 1. So step 2 is you are going to schedule your debut party number 1. Okay, make sure you write down debut party number 1. Okay, so you're going to be thinking about this party as your virtual store. Okay, this is the grand opening and you're laying the foundation for your store. What do you want your store to look like? Whether you're a new start or a restart, you're opening the doors, you're showcasing this brand new spring and summer collection, and you want to have the big E. Okay. Now, this is debut party number 1, and I'm putting emphasis on that, and you'll see why in a second. But I just want to talk about the big E for a minute, okay? Because I have seen many different big E, and in my 20 years, everybody's enthusiasm looks different, but just make sure that you have it, okay? For example, Angie and me, we are like crazy, in your face, excited, enthusiasm, okay? Where somebody else, their enthusiasm looks passionate, okay? So for example, just look at these gorgeous, genuine freshwater pearl earrings. Aren't these absolutely stunning? Can you just envision yourself wearing these when you go to Opal Key Resort and you go to the canal and you have your beautiful fish dinner with your la 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 and the candles lit? Okay, so you can have enthusiasm that looks passionate also, okay? But you have to have enthusiasm, okay? That is a lot of the times the missing component, as well as when you're doing your style shows. That's why I spoke a lot recently about your lighting, your camera angle. This does not look attractive, you guys. Okay, can you see the difference between me saying, look at these, okay, versus, okay, you have to romance the product, okay? So that is step 1. So this is party number 1, okay? This is going to be your most important party. This is your number 1 debut show. This is the party that you're going to go hog wild, and you are going to invite everyone that you know to this party. You're going to post it everywhere. You're going to post it on your main Facebook page. You're going to go on your business page and say, y'all, I'm having a party. Y'all got to come to this party. It's going to be so amazing. I have the new spring summer collection. Everyone's going to get a free gift. Like whatever you have to do, You're going to shout it from the rooftops. You're going to post it on your business page. You're going to tell your VIPs about it. You're going to reach out to people on Messenger privately. You're going to add it to your Facebook story. You're going to put it on IG. You're going to put it on Project Broadcast. You are going to shout this party from the rooftops. Okay. For your personal reach outs and messengers to invite people, we cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure that it sounds like you. Katie in chat actually said, I want to take these scripts and I actually want to put them into voice clips. And I want to tell you guys something that I did today. Okay. Kay Demmer and Jerry Arnold, two of the top sellers in the company, they actually call their hostesses and they actually have a phone conversation and they hostess coach them. Okay. Now I'm not there yet because for me personally, I have a lot of background noise at my house all the time. There's never a quiet moment unless I close my bedroom door and lock it. So what I did today, and I'm telling you guys what I did, is instead of copying and pasting my scripts for hostess coaching, I read them and I did voice clips. The responses were so much better. They have to hear the enthusiasm, the excitement, the passion in your voice. So when we get these scripts and we send them to you, try doing that. And you know what I was reminded of when I first launched with Park Lane, October, it was actually Halloween, October 31st, 2019. And you know what Jennifer Bond told me to do? She told me that when I was inviting people to my debut party to send through Messenger video clips. It was a video and it was of me. And I said, hey, Angie, it's Katie. I hope you're doing great, girl. I just wanted to send you a quick little video clip. I'm having a Park Lane jewelry party. Of course, I couldn't tell people I was becoming a stylist at that point. I couldn't announce that until November 1st. So I just said, I'm having a Park Lane jewelry party. I hope you can come. I fell in love with the jewelry. I love it so much. The sale's amazing. I hope you can come. Everyone gets a free glass of wine on me. And that is how I got 25 people to my debut party. Okay. Now, let's see. If you do want to text, please make sure that you read your text before you send it. Okay. Nothing is more of a turnoff when an unclear message is sent to people and there's words in places that shouldn't go, or even words that should not ever be spoken. Okay. I know we've all had that happen. Okay. So here is an example of the words to say on your voice memo. Okay. And yes, Zena, this is for kickoff parties and this is for relaunch parties. Okay. This is the whole point. We want to help the entire team, whether this is your thousandth party or your second party or your first party. We want to help you get a 6 booking lineup in February. We want everyone to take full advantage of that double trip points. And I'm saying that because it doesn't matter to me whether you do double trip points or not, because I need points from my personal new recruits, but I want all of you to have the opportunity to get a big jump forward, a big, head start on the Kona trip. Okay. So here's what I would say. I'm going to read it and I am going to share this verbiage with the team. Okay. And so I would say something like, look at me with my little phone. This is how we used to practice. You remember, Angie? This is how we used to practice. We used to pair up.
We would turn around.
Yes. We used to pair up in groups and we would role play and practice. Okay. So I would say something like this. Hey, Sally, oh my goodness, have you seen my postings? This new collection is amazing. I thought of you because, girl, you are so fashionable, or you just love our jewelry line, or it's been a while since you've been to a party, whatever it is. Okay, find the reason. Okay. And I really wanted you to be a part of my relaunch, or really wanted you to be a part of my debut party, my kickoff with Park Lane, and be my special review crew. I value your opinion so much, Angie, or Sally, whoever you're talking to. So are you free to attend my debut party on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on Facebook? Okay. I'm going to say it again without stopping. I'm just going to pick one from each spot. Okay. Hey, Sally. Oh my goodness. Have you seen my postings, girl? Listen, this new collection is so amazing. And I thought of you because you are so fashionable and you just love our jewelry line so much. I really wanted you to be a part of my relaunch party and be one of my special ladies in my review crew. I value your opinion so much. Are you free to attend my party on Wednesday at 8 p.m. here on Facebook? Okay. So that is some easy words to say. It doesn't have to be any more than 4 sentences. Okay. It doesn't have to be complicated or long, you know, and that's what you'll say. Okay. Then step 3, I'll go ahead and go on to step 3, then I'll hand it back over to you for step 4, Angie. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. Then step 3 is you're going to create debut party number 2 within 1 week. Within 1 week.
It's exactly what I did, by the way. I had that you guys suggested for Park Lane.
Yep. Yeah. I had 2 for Park Lane as well. They were well, one was on a Wednesday and I think the other one was on a Thursday. So try to pick 2 different days of the week. Okay.
Yeah.
That is crucial. Okay. Now, the reason why you are going to create debut party number 2 is because if she comes back and she says, and I guess we wrote this someplace else. I don't know where I'm gonna, but I feel like, okay, but I feel like we
have
need
some feedback.
Okay, so I feel like we need to say this now though. So the reason why you're creating debut party number 2 is, let's say Sally comes back and she says, oh no, I can't join live Wednesday night at 8 p.m. My son has a wrestling tournament. Okay. Then you're going to say, if she can't attend, again in a voice memo, oh no, girl, that's okay. I know how you feel. Everyone is so busy these days. That's one of the reasons I love my Park Lane, is I get to work it from home. So I actually have a secondary kind of a secret party set up for those who can't make it Wednesday night. Would you be able to join that debut? I would love to have you be a part of it. It only takes about 40 minutes and it's Thursday evening at 8 p.m. here on Facebook. Does that work for your schedule better? So essentially what you're doing is you are creating a guest list for 2 parties. Okay. The goal is to get six bookings. We're starting with 2 debut parties. Okay. And so when you get a no, it's not a closed door. You're not going to give up. You're going to say, feel, felt, found. I know how you feel, Sally. I feel the same way. You know what I found? They're so much fun. We bring you closet confidence here at Park Lane Jewelry. You are just going to absolutely love our new collection. And I have another one set up on Thursday night. Okay. Or you could say something like this. Okay. If she says no, here's the verbiage right here about closet confidence that Angie shared actually. So if she says no, you could also say, oh no, I'm so sorry you can't watch the live on Wednesday night. I really wanted you to be, oh, I'm sorry. So this is if she can't go. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh no, we just picked days of the week. We weren't listening to what we were talking about. Okay. Okay. Oh, organized chaos. You gotta love it. Okay, so, oh no, I'm so sorry that you can't watch the live on a Friday night. I really wanted you to be present on the live because I want you to get on all the giveaways. I'm just so excited to launch my business and share these style tips. And they have truly given me so much closet confidence. The style tips and the 3-step fashion formula has been a game changer for myself and so many. Can I invite you to my second debut party group? It's for the few ladies who can't join on Wednesday night, and it's Thursday, at 8 p.m. Are you free that night for 30 minutes? Okay. So we're going to give you both of these words to say. There's 2 different options for you. If they can't come to your first on Wednesday, then you invite them. There's 2 different scripts to invite them to Thursday. Okay. We really want to be sharing with people that we're helping them. We want to bring value to their lives. Yes, we are selling, but we want them to be the icing on the cake, and that cake is you. Value and genuine content to provide a service to our clients. Get out of your own way and learn some style tips, okay? You've got to give them information that they can use, okay? And I'll tell you, I had 3 parties last night I had a total of 15 orders come through last night. And you know something that blew my mind? I did not stand up and do the styles with my clothing. And so here's the thing. I think that's valuable. I think that's great information. But what I really focused on was showing the new pieces and showing them several different ways to wear each of the new pieces, and giving them style tips like the almond shaped earrings, about your wrist, the 3-step fashion formula. You don't necessarily have to stand up and do your whole thing. Now, again, I love it. I enjoy watching Genevieve so much. And that to me is one of the reasons why she's the most successful at this. But there's other people like Christy Goodman who are just as successful in this business who don't do that. So regardless of whether you show fashion or you don't, you do or you don't, just make sure that you are engaged, that you are. It's funny because last night when I was laying in bed, I was thinking to myself, you know, what made the difference in those 3 style shows? And the first thing that came to my mind was that I was so involved with that party. I was asking them, reminding them like 6 or 7 times as I show each piece, write down the name for me, guys, because remember the replay, you know, we're going to get some sales for Sally from the replay. Write down the name of the item for the people who are doing the replay. I said like 5 or 6 times what the wish list giveaway was going to be for. I asked them so many questions about them, about themselves. And you know, here's the thing, people naturally love to talk about themselves, but rarely ever have the opportunity to do it. You know, and so just make sure that you're engaging, that you're really present and connecting with them through this camera, you know. And so, okay. Get out of your own way, learn the style tips, and attend a live party with a top retailer. If you know, I forget who I was talking with the other day, but if you know that your weakness in this business is, you know, sharing fashion, join the club. That was me 3 years ago. I knew nothing about fashion. I've learned so much from Edie, so much from Amber. I'm just looking at who's on the call. I've learned so much from this entire team. And Sparkle started 3 months after I joined the business. I learned so much about fashion then. And so, you know, you've got to be willing to get out of your own way and go find the information that you need. Okay. Because that was the missing, you know, that was one of my missing components in my show. Okay. So lastly, before I hand it over to Angie for step 4, the word of this entire training is take action. Okay. We are just so passionate about this topic because we see people not taking action. We see them not implementing, and then they tell us it doesn't work. Okay. It does work. Okay. You're not going to get a 6-pack, like Angie said, by going to the gym, walking around, talking to people, or getting in the tanning bed. Okay. Now that was a bad example. I will never have a 6-pack ever. Okay. So does everyone understand? Debut party number 1, invite everyone, shout it through the rooftops. Have a secondary party within 1 week on a different day later as your secret secondary party. Okay. So this party is going to be a little bit smaller than your big party as far as attendance in your group, but you're probably going to get just as much engagement because you have been so personal with these specific 10 people who couldn't make the first one. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Okay. And I'm going to hand it back over to you, Angie, for step 4.
Okay. All right. So one of the things I wanted to share too is a lot of times, you know, people will be like, why is 4-hour 6 booking so important? I mean, it is part of Park Lane setup. It was part of our previous businesses setup. I just want you to visualize this. I've seen trainings on this. We taught a training on this. This is very impactful to me when I first saw it. If you were building a house and the bricks were your foundation, do you want 2 or do you want 6? you have to have a good foundation because bookings breed bookings, breed bookings, breed bookings. So you don't, want to just start with 2 and be like, oh, and then I contacted her. And you have to have, and I don't care if you want to do 2 parties a month or you want to do 2 parties a week or 4 parties a week. You have to have them simultaneously. Like if you want to do 2 a week, you need to book 3 a week. So that's kind of like, how you're going. So talk to your leader about where you want those to be. So, first of all, we don't want you to think, oh, well, you want to do this many parties and I only want to do this many. Well, we still want to have 6 set up in your time schedule. Okay. So that's very, very important. And Katie, we didn't really go, I just want to, before I go to step 4, when we had them do the ABC list, we didn't really tell them that they want about who they want to ask first.
That's in step 5.
Okay, that's on my next piece of paper. I did look over it again. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. So step 4 is if they still can't attend or watch either live, then you want to go back because you've made lists, old school lists. I have stuff on my phone, but I have old school lists and book them. So if she's like, oh, I really can't do Wednesday night either. I mean, and that happens. I mean, just because you have 2 different nights, we all have, and I always say, hey, I have a crazy color coded calendar. I get it. But feel, felt, found, as Katie mentioned. And this was also in the Sparkle training because we kind of did this before the Sparkle. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff, very similar things on this. And what you want to do is tell them that you know how they feel. I know how you feel. And I had this written down, like practice it. If you have to practice it with your dog, with your leader, with a doll, you practice it. I want to do what successful people are doing. So I'm going to follow it. I probably watched 8 parties before I ever did my first one with Park Lane. And I've always practiced this stuff. So like, oh my gosh, girl, I know how you feel. Or, oh my gosh, Amy, I know how you feel. We're so busy these days. You wouldn't believe what my week looks like. And give them an example of your life. Just like we heard on Sparkle a lot. People want to know who you are. You don't have to just say that because it sounds cliche. Oh my gosh, I know. I have my granddaughter 4 days a week. And, and like Katie said before, if you can also plug the business by saying that's why I love working from home, that is a sponsoring seed. So you want to do that. Okay. So I felt the same way when I saw my first party. I'm going to go through this fast and I'll go a little bit slower, do the opposite of what Katie did. And then we have these words to say for you too. But I felt the same way when I saw my first party. But what I found was the best deal was to host myself. So when I hosted, it took like 45 minutes. I got about $400 in jewelry. And I say it like that, not like, and I got $400 in jewelry. I just say it like I'd be talking to somebody. Plus, my friends loved it. And it's so fun. The content's so valuable. Prior to Park Lane, I kind of felt like I had like a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. So I don't know if you've ever been there, but I was kind of taught, and my friends were too, the 3-step fashion formula. So we're not just selling to you. We want to style you. We want you to feel good when you leave this party. Like, what? Oh my gosh, I look at my whole closet different. So you reap the benefits. We have no store. We have to bring it to your door. I mean, that's not on here, but I say that all the time. We're bringing it right to your computer, and it benefits them. It benefits you. It benefits everybody. I'm in a booking contest to book 6 parties in February or whatever month it is, but February is what we're doing now. So when you say yes, I'll actually give you also whatever fill in the blank. You're going to give them $100 for 10 or $100 for 20 from your Fast 50s, or you're going to send them something, whatever you're offering, and definitely talk to your leader about that because that will depend on what you have and where your business is. But what do you think? You think it'll help me, it'll help you. We can just pick another day that works for you. So if she says yes, then you're going to say, okay, great. Let me send you my dates, and always give them 2 to 3 dates. Never give somebody more than 3 dates ever. We always had 3 date cards. You don't pull out your calendar. A blank calendar is kooky talk. I mean, we would be like, you never show somebody your calendar. So that's what you're going to do virtually too. You're going to send them like 2 to 3 dates. And if you can send them 2 different days of the week, don't send them a Wednesday and a Wednesday because they're going to pick the second one. Because people just always think they have, oh, I need more time. So that's not on our notes, but that's just very, very typical. So yeah, and she did have down here max 3 dates. So if you do that and you give them choices, they also feel like you're giving them more choice. You're not just saying, can you book, February 2nd at 7 o'clock or whatever. So you just say, I'll add you in my calendar. I'll mail you a little hostess packet and I'll message you. It says 12 days here, but sometimes we book parties and I don't even have 12 days. So it just depends on how long you have. And we're going to create the verbiage, all these verbiage, these little things make a huge difference. Always say our party. So, I'll message you in about 10, 12 days before the party and create our Park Lane group. I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun. I'm looking forward to it. So that's the kind of verbiage. If she says no, and again, we have all that verbiage. And she says, no, I just don't think I can because, and we're also very willing to like have a whole list of if they say this, you say this. If they say this, you say this. Let's say they say no. Give me an excuse, Katie. What's their no? It doesn't have one here. So what would be their no?
Hold on. Let me unmute. Am I unmuted?
Yep.
Oh, am I unmuted? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know what happened to my little mute button. That's so crazy. Sorry, I was answering a question in the chat. So
They said no. So why'd you say no? After
I
said all
said
that?
no because my cat has a flea.
We're joking. People make up the craziest excuses.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say no because I am just in the middle of sports with all 3 kids and the schedule is just so hectic.
Okay. All right. So again, I'm going to do feel, felt, found, but there's another term you can use and it's other than the fact. And this is literally like a class, other than the fact classes. Okay. So you would say something like this, of course. Oh my gosh, Amy, I totally get it. I remember being there with my kids. I mean, they're 17 and 19 now, but I remember I had a color-coded calendar. It was church. It was school. I have a busy calendar now. I have a nonprofit. I have use whatever is going on in your life. But other than the fact that your kids' schedules are really crazy, is there any other reason that you wouldn't want to host? Because I know
that's about it. I mean, they just control my life.
I know, and that's what's supposed to happen. So do you have a free night or, I mean, like a Sunday, early Sunday evening, a Saturday morning, like one of the nights that you don't have it? Because a virtual party is virtually no work. I mean, literally we're like, I mean, I'm posting, you're just commenting and you're excited. You do some follow up a little bit before and after. And I'm telling you, you're going to get typically hundreds of dollars worth of joy from next to nothing. Now that's not my script, but that's what I always say if she was to say that to me.
Yep. And here's the thing, they have 30 minutes. And so when she said that, I was immediately thinking about my schedule. Yeah. Every other Sunday night I have some downtime,
And you can always offer them a gift too. Like, I mean,
and bring the hostess into the equation.
If she's booking off of a hostess party, but if you're just talking to them cold, obviously you wouldn't say that. You would be saying like it's going to benefit her and her friends. Now you do have another one right here that says, I don't know if anyone would come. So here's the thing, the number proven in direct sales, the number one reason people don't host a party, now this is probably even way more true when it was in home, is that they don't think they have enough time. The number 2 reason is because they don't think anybody's going to come and they don't want to feel bad about themselves. And they don't want to disappoint you. So people do still say that sometimes. I've booked several cold parties or people who didn't book on the lives in the last months, and they said that. So if they said, I don't know if anybody would come, you say something like, well, I'm not trying to boast, but Park Lane, gives us all the tools to help you. Trust me, I've had plenty of people who think nobody's going to come to their party. The next excuse is I haven't had very much luck with virtual parties. Sometimes you get them, they say that because they haven't had luck, but not always. Sometimes they just don't think anybody's going to come. You can be like, listen, I mean, all we're going to do is throw it out there, kind of like a little fishing net. I mean, just you invite all kinds of different people. And if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. We're just going to, I'm going to do all the postings. We're going to work together. It's super, super easy. I'll share all kinds of tips. Typically, even if you have and sometimes I will say this, I'm not going to lowball them, but I'll say, even if you have an average, like a minimal party, an average party, you're very likely to get $200 or $300 in jewelry. And I'm going to be offering you, remember that extra $50 in jewelry. Yeah. So you have to let them know And I'll say, it's not a waste of my time. It's worth my time. I want to help you because I know what's going to happen at the end of this. And I say this on voice text too. This is always voice texting if this is the case. You're going to get all kinds of free jewelry and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I know it. And so most of the time when you say that and they know they're not going to waste your time and you tell them you're going to do fashion tips and all that, if they've seen a party, they know that. If you're calling them cold because they haven't attended your first couple parties or they've never had a party for you, you have to tell them that this is not just about jewelry. We're sharing fashion tips. We do giveaways. We do commenting drawings. And then they're like, oh, okay. And sometimes I even send them the graphic that talks about the quality of our jewelry, the guarantee, and the sale. I have done that many times when I first started because they're like, they think it's just costume jewelry. And it's like, oh, what is this if they don't know?
Angie, can I recap real quick? So this is you booking them if they cannot come to either one of your debut party number 1 and cannot come to your debut party number 2, then you're booking them. And you know what? I'm sitting here thinking, and you know what? One of my favorite people in this world, I'll never forget. She was such a mentor to me. Angie probably knows who I'm talking about. I remember as a new consultant with Princess House, she said, in the comfort of your home, when nobody else is looking, really look and dissect yourself and your business and really write down, have a come to Jesus moment is exactly what this is. And really have a moment and figure out, you know what, when I ask someone to book a party and they come back and say, no, thank you. I don't ever ask them why. I don't ever try to find them a solution. Listening to Angie, I do that. I'll say, girl, what's stopping you from getting $300 in merchandise? Plus our hostess is just one booking away from unlocking her additional $700 in free jewelry. I do that. But listening to Angie, first of all, she's not texting. She's voice texting and she's having a conversation with these people, and her intent and her heart, you can hear through her voice because she is genuinely trying to find them a solution. Clearly you love the jewelry. Let me help you find a solution. I understand that you're busy. Oh my gosh. I remember when my son was in sports and oh my gosh, there was never a free moment. And you know what I have found is I love doing these virtual style parties. I've had even hostesses that are on the ball field watching their style party and all the moms are kind of gathered around them, checking out and getting a ton of orders. And you can even have a catalog there, so I want to help you find a solution. I want to make sure that you're getting $500 worth of merchandise for $99, so let me help you find a solution. What exactly, is there anything else stopping you other than the fact that, you're at baseball every night a week? Is there one night a week that works good for you? You have to become a problem solver. You have to get comfortable with that. Okay. Because this business is built on overcoming objections. Women are natural worrywarts. We're always, right, thinking about the worst. Even my husband's like, we plan for the worst and hope for the best. I'm like, no, we don't. The best is coming. The best is coming. Ain't no worst going to be around here, and so, but women, not that he's a woman, but he's a little, sensitive, but, but women are natural worrywarts. And so I just want you all to really, really think about that. How much do you want? Angie, do you remember we were not allowed to have a party and not get a booking?
Oh yeah, we had report support every week at the same time. I talk to my team at the same time every week, and I talk to my upline. And if you reported that you had, 6 bookings on your calendar, you did not want to come back with 5, not because you were chastised, but it's like, you need to replace it. Well, how do you replace it?
Yeah, you have to replace the booking that you lost. By getting one booking at each party, you're not growing your business. You're just replacing the one that you lose. By getting 2 bookings at every party, you're only up by 1. And by getting 3 bookings at every show, you are growing your business. Let's not get into that because that's actually going to be on 6 booking lineup part 2. That's going to be how to pull multiple parties from these bookings. So this training is all about 6 parties. So you start with 1 debut and then another secondary debut. And then from this party, you pull 2. And then from this party, you pull 2 bookings. That gives you your 6 booking lineup. Okay. So, anyway, I just want you guys to look at that. You have to be more, consistent and persistent, Katie. Yes. And just, don't come across as pushy. We used to always call it, remember Angie, soft assertive.
Yes.
The reality of this is that, yes, we love doing this. Yes, we love the jewelry, but we're also doing this business because we want to make money doing it. Okay. And so we want to help you do that. So be sure to be a problem solver, have heart, and have hustle at the same time when you are getting bookings from your shows. Okay, where are we at, Angie? I actually only have about 5 minutes left. So
yeah, we're on the last part. We're on the last part. And I just want to add to what Katie said about being pushy. Pushy is a perception. Perception is a funny thing. You could say one thing about booking on a party, and some lady will think, oh my gosh, all she talked about was bookings. You could talk about it 10 times on a party and the other person says you're pushy. Who cares? You have to do what is the right, you have to use integrity and be you. Never be, if you see some kind of verbiage and like, oh, that's not me, tweak it. Talk to your leader about like, this is kind of how I want to say it, and they can help you it become yours. So we were just going to share with them a little bit more verbiage on their launch party. And if they say yes, this is kind of like, if we only have a couple more minutes though here, I know we already went way over. If she says yes, if she says she can't make it, or if she doesn't answer, we have all 3 of those things. So I don't know if you want me to go over some of it, or we want to send.
I found where we're at. Gosh, you covered a lot. Okay, that's awesome. All right. Yes. So we're basically on step 5, which is kind of like just like the bonus content, basically. So the most important thing, because I'm probably going to have to hop off here, and I'll let Angie finish if you're okay with that, Angie.
Sure.
And that is that before you all leave, before you leave this training, I want you all to be intentional on setting up your party number 1, setting up your party number 2, do a relaunch. It's the perfect time. We have the new line. You can relaunch your business. Okay. You'll be amazed on how many if you've been in for a year, you'll be amazed how many more contacts you have now. If you're brand new, oh my gosh, the world is your oyster, And so step 5, it basically just talks about don't stop now. Then you're going to go through your list, your A, your B, and your C list, okay? Because now you've shouted it from your rooftop. You have your people who are interested in coming to your debut party number 1. You have your secondary list that you're inviting to your debut party number 2. And so now you have this whole list of people that maybe didn't hear from them. Maybe, you're too nervous to reach out to them, okay? So with the ABC list, this is step 5. This is kind of your bonus. If you really want to go above and beyond, if you're really serious about doing this business in 2022 and earning an income doing it, then you're going to actually start with some verbiage, which I'm going to let Angie share with you, but you're going to start with your C list. I know that sounds crazy, because if you remember, your C list is the people that are what? They are not, you're thinking they are never going to be having a party for me, right? Okay, so you're going to start with your C list, because 9 times out of 10, your C list are usually people that you don't really know that well. And believe it or not, 9 times out of 10, you actually get more yeses from your C list than you do your A list. Let me explain why. Your C list are people that don't know you good enough to tell you, no, Meredith, I love you, but no. They are your acquaintances. So they don't really know you that good. They feel bad kind of saying no to you. That's your C list. Okay. Your A list are the people that love you, all of you, and they will just say, I love you, but no. Okay. And so, but the wonderful thing too about your C list is that you may get some no's on your C list, and that's okay, because you need to get comfortable with hearing no thank you. Come back and overcome the objection 2 times. If they still say no thank you about hosting, then I would invite them to your debut launch number 2 party. That's what I would do. Okay. Because like Angie has said before, they don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they're missing. You know what I mean? So I'm going to let Angie finish it off. I'm going to mute this so that I can go live and do my party. I have an 8 o'clock show, and Angie's just basically going to cover some verbiage on if they say yes, if they don't answer you back, maybe she says she can't make it. And then there's some follow-up for the day of the show. So we have all of this in here for you guys. Anyway, I'm going to hand it over. I hope this was informative. Give me some thumbs up if you guys love this training. We just want to help you so much get those 6 bookings to kickstart February. Don't give up. Just don't give up on you. Don't give up on you. You cannot give up on you. You have to continue to go. Diamonds are made under pressure. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay, so one of the things I wanted to add to the C, okay, and remember, I've done this over and over again, my list, I still have people on here that I had to contact afterwards. So here's the thing. Some of the people on your A, B, and C list, you would have already had responses from all the stuff Katie said in the beginning, from social media and all that. So if so, mark them off. If they were already on, like said yes to your first party or your second party, then, and that's going to happen. This is just, that's why you make the list before you do your launch shout out, your first one and your second one, because you already had that list. And then sometimes I want to say this because it's very, it's important. Sometimes you get people that comment. This is what happened to me. And I remember talking to Jennifer Bond about this, and she was like, yeah, that's very smart. I said, I just know from doing the other business, I have to do this. There would be people who would comment on things I put on social media about it that I didn't have on my list. And I was like, oh, I forgot about her. Or, oh my gosh, she actually said, oh, I'm so glad for you, blah, blah, blah. If she said something positive, she may, but she didn't come to the launch yet, either one. She might at least buy. And a lot of times when they're, willing to purchase or whatever, then they end up buying. In fact, I had people do that did not say yes to me. I actually did personal reach outs after they didn't come on my first party or my second party. And when I went live and I decided like an hour before I was going to go live on my regular Facebook page for that birthday bash. Remember that, guys? Park Lane's birthday bash. And I did like a kind of a mini party. 3 people that had told me no all booked parties and bought stuff because they don't know what they don't know. You try to tell them, but so I'm just telling you, this is definitely the case. So your C people, back to that for a minute, you're also not going to be super surprised if they say no. If they say yes, you're like, oh my gosh, she said yes. Okay, yay. Makes you feel great about yourself because you didn't expect it. If they say no, you're like, oh, I kind of didn't think they were going to anyway. If you start with your A list, because everybody wants to, nobody's watching you. We're not videoing you and seeing if you're starting with your A list. I remember being told this exact same thing. And they tell you no, a lot of times you're like, oh, well, my sister won't even do it. So I've heard so many people say that. I'm like, did you do what we told you to do? Did you start with your C list? You have to do the hard things, eat the frog, like they talked about. You got to do what's going to happen. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Okay. It's fear that's getting in your way. Don't let your fear get in front of your future, or I wouldn't be sitting here. Wouldn't have been home with my kids all these years and everything else that happened. So that's why I'm so passionate about this, because that could have just completely stopped the whole trajectory of my future and so many other people as I've seen. So if you are trying to invite them to the launch party, one of the things that you want to talk about is, we want to talk about is what to say to them. Okay. So after you put it out there, whether you've posted it on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and you get to talk to them, you need to have some verbiage. And again, we have all this. You don't have to start writing all this down. I'm talking fast so I can get through it with you guys, but there is exact verbiage you can say, and then you can kind of, tweak it for yourself. But you would say something like, hey, Jill, I hope you're having a great spring so far, or winter, whatever, spring in Florida, kind of. I have great news. I've been looking for a way to make some extra money. And I think I found it. Now, this might not be your story at all. Use your story. You might have been doing this for a year. I just started selling Park Lane jewelry. I know you love jewelry and it seems like a perfect fit. I'm hosting a launch party on February 2nd at 7 o'clock. And I'm going to show the jewelry, do some customer and hostess promotions. There's going to be a lot of fun giveaways. Would you like to come? If she says yes, oh, don't we wish that was everybody, but you'd be like, awesome. Okay, I'll text you a reminder to put it on your calendar and a link to join the Facebook group. Okay. If she says she can't make it, you can say, Okay, no problem. I'm just looking for about 5 people who might be willing to host a jewelry party, either in person or online. Don't say in person if you're not doing them in person, of course, to help me get the word out. It's just about 45 minutes or so. It's super easy. We do all kinds of fashion tips. We do all kinds of giveaways. I do most of the work. You just invite the people and I do all the postings. You get tons of free jewelry and discounts. Would that be something that sounds good to you? It says here, would you be willing to help me out? I don't always even say that because I want it to be about them. How does that sound to you? Does that sound like something that'd be fun to do? And then we also already gave you verbiage if they say, no, I can't because of this, this, or this. Again, I think we're going to send you a whole overcoming objection sheet. Okay. So if she doesn't answer, I will tell you that's the part that is like the most to me. I'm like, can't they just tell me? Can't they just tell me either way? That's rude. So I always want, I want them to answer. So if they didn't answer, I'll just say something like, hey, Jill, hope you saw my text. Now you can send this in a text, but if you're going to get more bang for your buck, you're going to want to do a voice memo. Just a reminder, my Park Lane jewelry party is tonight, my Park Lane virtual show. There's going to be an on-time drawing at 7 o'clock. Hope we can make it. Okay. So that's something else that you can say if they didn't answer you at all. Sometimes people totally forget, or they'll be like, you know what? They weren't even thinking about coming, and at the last minute they will. So those are some words to say, something like that as well. Again, we can send this to you if you guys want us to send you these words. I'm sure you probably do. I mean, I always want everything that I can read and then just tweak it. We can do that. But that is one of the things that you want to say. So don't think because they didn't answer you or they didn't say yes, that it's just oh, well, that's the difference in that we're talking about, between having a successful business and not. So here are some verbiage to ask for shows, okay? And these are just kind of some ideas, okay? So I'm using Jill. Jill's having lots of parties, okay? Hey, Jill, Park Lane just launched their spring collection. It's so gorgeous. And I always have to throw in, I just can't sound super scripted. So you definitely, again, have to be yourself. There's so many new fun earrings. I know you'll love it. There's tons of necklaces. What do you think about being one of my first hosts with this new line? Because a lot of you guys aren't new. So it's not like you're saying you're new. Me too. I'm not going to say, oh, hey, I just started Park Lane. No, I didn't just start Park Lane. Okay. With new jewelry comes awesome specials, and I would love to spoil you. What do you think about setting aside 45 minutes or so, a night out of the week that works for you? And I'm going to do all kinds of fashion tips, giveaways. It's so much fun. Usually you get $200, $300, $400 in free jewelry plus other bonuses. And I'm actually offering you also $50 extra in free jewelry. What do you think? That's kind of some verbiage you could say. Also, you could say that exact same thing pretty much, but say to your people that you haven't touched base with for maybe 6 months or so. If you've been in the business maybe a year or so, go back to the people who've already had parties or back to some of your really good customers and say that exact same thing. It's been about 6 months. So I was thinking maybe you guys want to get together. Everybody loves when new stuff comes out, right? You can't wait till a new collection comes to your store, your favorite store, right? It's kind of like a refresher. And then say everything else we said. Okay. So those are just some words to say. And there's also all kinds of little themes if you want to do themes. I mean, that we could spend forever on that, so I'm not even going to get into that. There's all kinds of ideas on our worldwide, Park Lane group and in this group about different themes and ideas and things like that. So if they wear a certain thing, they wear pink and it's Valentine's Day, if they wear green. Also, I stole this from I don't know, Karen on our team. She is amazing and she does all kinds of games. So this is just one thing I got. This has been really fun. You could even take a picture like Katie was saying and say, I can't wait. We could play this game. It's so fun. If you're going to send little videos and just write their names on here, if they wore green, if they told you, if they participated in the graphic that you post about your hostess, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite drink? Blah, blah, blah. And spin it right there online. I've been doing that. I've been writing down the people that are there on time. So there's so many ideas for that. So don't get tripped on the, I don't know how I'm going to do what she's saying. You just do the basics first. So what we're going to go with, what is your why? If you're not sure why you are doing this and why you need these bookings, then nothing that we're saying right now really matters. For me, I had to make this business work. I had to make that other business work, or I was going to have to go back to teaching, put my kids back in, or well, I have to put them in daycare, and I was going to take half my teaching income. And I was so scared to do that. I wanted to be home so bad with them that I was willing to try something that I never would have done. I am like, my former leader says, you are the last person on earth that I would have never done something like this. I did not think anything. I did not have the right mindset coming into the business that I did before this. So what changed was doing things that people told me to do, and a little at a time. And I was like, oh my gosh, it worked. What? She booked a party? Like, but I had to do it. I wrote notes. She always used to say, you are a student. Well, of course I'm a student, because I want to do whatever the successful people do. Same thing in Park Lane. So I've had to learn a lot of stuff. I never booked a party off a virtual party before. I knew how to book home parties, but I did everything Michelle Zito told me to do, which I think we're talking about that next time. And it has worked awesome. So we are going to give you a challenge. Okay. And I know Katie had to hop off, so I'm going to let her clarify it, but about the 6 booking lineup and how long, the time frame she's going to give everybody to have their 6 bookings and what the reward is. Because you really don't want to come off of this and not have a plan. We do have a second phase of this on Friday. So our second one, I don't think she told you that. Let me get my calendar. Is Friday at, I think it's at 7. Yes, at 7 p.m. So between now and then, or either then after that one, we'll be happy to list all the verbiage for overcoming objections. So we can list a lot of this verbiage as well. But I know we've kept you guys long. So if you do have any questions, please ask me. If not, that's okay too. I know you're probably overwhelmed. Okay. Alrighty.
That was great, Angie. But so much, excuse me, I'm here. Thank you. That was great. Really good information. I think everybody can take something away. And thank you for not feeling good and pushing through. So you're awesome, girl.
Oh, thank you. I'm pretty hot. I don't know if it's a hot flash or if like, I do have a fever. I love this. I could, this is my passion. I really, truly just wish I could do this every day with people, like, and be like, how many bookings did you get? What did they say? See, I told you, because it had just changed my life, and I've seen it change so many other people's lives. Everything you want in this business stems from bookings, and everything else. I mean, yes, you need all these other little things, and Park Lane has all these great ways to reach out to people and VIP groups and all that. And it's tons of icing on the cake to your sales, but the core of everything you want starts with bookings. So anything that we can do, reach out to us. I'll be happy to give you any tips that I can give you, but we do have a lot of this verbiage that we have all written down, that we can just probably copy and paste to your put in the notes section or the guides in the team page. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Angie. That was awesome.
All right. Well, hopefully see you Friday.
Thank you.
Let's get
Thank
to
you
work.
very much.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you so much.
Bye. Bye.
Angie, is she going to end the recording?
I don't know, because I'm not the one who started the Zoom. So
No, she's the hostess, so she has to end it.
I know. So
So we have to. Well, the thing is we can't end it without her ending the recording. It has to be saved to the cloud.
It
I wonder if
doesn't
I could check.
automatically end if everybody leaves.
No, because I've done this 1,000 times. You have to end the recording and save to cloud. Let me text her real quick. Y'all, I mean, Zena, you can if you want. Angie, just stay on. So there's something on. Hold on.
All right. Again, Angie, thank you so much. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Katie, can you? Okay, I just text her. I can stay on, you guys. It just said if we end it.
All right, I got to go.
Okay,
Talk to y'all later.
I'll
Thank
stay
you
on.
again.
Okay, you're welcome. Hey, don't look at me. I don't have no makeup on. My glasses on. Wait a minute. Can't hear you.
I didn't even mean to call you. I do this all the time.
I was going to say, don't. I've got glasses on and no makeup on, so I'm not even going to get. Look,
I would only have makeup on because of this. I was like, oh my gosh.
look, she's on. She's. Wait, let me put the. Hold on, flip around. I'm still on the thing. It's still her and me. So she's.
So it's basically like when it's being recorded.
Yeah.
Now,
and so what you do is this.
Going to show, right?
Yeah. Well, like this button right down here. See if you see my. Well, you're not, but
Yeah.
you hit that, and see, it's asking me to get permission to record. But what it does is you end it, and it goes to the cloud, and then she could save the recording.
Yeah.
And so,
and then we don't want it not to be saved.
right.
I just have to be.
Can you call her? Do you think she'll answer or text? I did it on Messenger.
I was thinking, did you text her or did you private message her on Facebook?
I text her in Messenger.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, when you're on a Facebook party, that will come up and you can see that.
Here, let me see. Let me see what
a lot of times you can see that somebody messaged you.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. I just saw something pop up. I said, Katie, can you end the recording? And still check. She hasn't seen it yet. So she's active. Yeah. Well, I did it on her page on Messenger to Katie directly. If I hang up, the recording will it'll just be like going. I mean, she forgot that. I mean, she could. All she has to do is go to record. In recording, it says recordings ended. You've heard that before. Recordings ended,
Right.
And then it goes to the cloud to save it. So I don't know what to do, kind of thing. If I leave,
I know, me neither. I've done Zoom, my own Zooms before and had to do that, but not as often, not near as often as you guys have.
But you know what? When she creates the event on Friday, you could be a co-host, which you need to be, and you can end it in case,
Yeah,
So
I know. And she said this was going to be a half hour, and she told me as a reminder today, and I didn't even see she put a half hour until she actually put that, and I was thinking, this is going to be a half hour.
I know. 2 of my girls said they have something to do at 8. I said it's only a half hour, but I knew it always goes over, just like our OPs. But the thing is, if I jump off, it's going to be still recording for like whenever she does it.
Yeah, and then so basically when somebody watches it, well, here's the thing: if it does that, if she
Wait, I'm not even. Oh my